visuals that have come in. Now, what you can hear in the aftermath of the missile strikes, excuse me, is that can we listen to what's going on? Can we listen to this?
ये नुकसान ये 9 नंबर ये मस्जिद तैयबा मरकज उमरकरा के अंदर ये नुकसान है
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I just want to urge immense caution. We are trying to get the visuals on your screens, which we can establish the bona fides that have taken place in the last few hours. Now, remember, some of those visuals are clearly showing the missile strikes, which are clearly happening inside POK. The Pakistani Prime Minister has now come out and he has published a statement. The statement, without reading it in toto, says that there are 5 locations which have been hit, and a forceful response is being given to this act of war. That's how he's calling it. A forceful response is being given to this act of war. Now, what we are hearing definitely is shelling that is taking place on the LOC. Now, within the sequence of visuals that you're seeing on your screens, you can hear air raid sirens going off. Those air raid sirens, ladies and gentlemen, are not on the Indian side. Those are happening inside the Pakistani side, that you can hear the air raid sirens that are going off. Meanwhile, the Pakistan Foreign Minister has also issued a statement, jeopardize regional peace, etc., etc. Nothing of significance in that statement. This is Ishaq Dar. We will protect our sovereignty and territorial integrity. He says, quote unquote, claims India has, Pakistan deserves the right to respond, etc., etc. Okay, can we have another sequence which we can listen to? Yeah, that we've heard already. Let me quickly get, I believe Wing Commander Duggal is joining us in the broadcast as well. Wing Commander, let me just quickly get you in for a perspective. I want to just touch base on what is happening on the ground right now, sir, before we and what we'll have to do is speculation until we actually hear from the DGMO what exactly has happened. But on the ground, without going into operational details, there's heavy explosions which are being heard from 30-40 kilometers away from the LOC. I'm assuming that shelling is going on, sir.
So, it was always expected that, and the expectation was that India will strike only at the terrorist camp, and Pakistan would like to broaden this spectrum of the war, because it is in the interest of Pakistan to broaden and create hue and cry. Whereas in Indian context, it is only appropriate that they hit the people who have created havoc in Pahalgam, in Basran Valley. As it was quite evident from the Indian leaders' statements as well, that we are going to be against those who have caused harm. But as the things progress now, and you will see that Pakistan will like to create, I will not like to guess, but it will like to create create much more bigger spectrum of war, because it suits them. And we need to be very careful about certain information that we are trying to give. It is only guesswork probably, because unless until we know what's exactly happening, it will create, it will give Pakistan a handle to drive itself, its war machinery.
No, sir, but Commander, come on. I mean, we know what's going to happen, right? I mean, it doesn't take rocket science to tell you that come dawn breaks, the Pakistanis are going to tell us that, of course, there were no terrorists, that we've hit mosques and markets, and we've tried to kill babes in the arms of their mothers, and civilians have been killed. You know what they as we speak are dressing up the scene, okay, to whatever intent, women, purpose that we can predict. So they're dressing up the scene. So they're going to claim whatever they claim. The question is, what will they do? What do we suspect that they go? How hard will they go? How far will they go?
Now, since the action has already started, the challenge in front of Indian dispensation is that now how to take it forward, taking into account the Pakistani response, because I am very sure that the administrative, military, political dispensation is clear in its idea, it's clear in its agenda that what they want to achieve. But Pakistanis would like to derail it. And now India will be fighting on two perceptions, the perception that the Indian administration or the military has and the perception created by Pakistanis.
Okay, so yeah, like I said, they dressed up the scene, Wing Commander. You remember from Balakot, where they say, no, there was no camp. We just hit some pine trees and a couple of crows.
Yes.
And, some mud. In fact, there was no F-16 that was ever shot down. So we know they're going to dress up the scene. Now, my question to you is that at this point of time, so you and I are not aware of operational details. If we were, we anyway wouldn't be discussing them. But at this point of time, I'm assuming that the Indian Air Force has the capacity to monitor pretty much every inch of Pakistani airspace. So every aircraft taking off, landing, every aircraft heading towards the IB, LOC. Would we also have the capability to monitor any potential surface-to-surface missile launches?
See, the Indian Air Force would not have dared to do this at this hour or like this unless until they have worked out the minute details. In the absence of the minute details, we will prove Pakistan is correct. So India has mapped everything and has worked to the minutest of the detail available with them. And I'm sure, and not I'm sure, I'm 100% confident that the Indian Air Force capabilities are much, much higher than what Pakistanis believe or even our citizens believe. Because the type of men which is working behind the machine is too good, and they are trained at the best of the institutions and in most difficult situations. How you handle the machine is very important. We have the same type of aircraft in Iran and in Iraq, and we see I don't want to play down somebody's capability, but I am very confident of the Indian pilots' capabilities because the men behind the machine are too good. So you have to see to believe. I have myself been posted to the training in Air Force Academy for quite some time, and I have seen how the training goes on.
No doubt, absolutely, and pretty much everybody would agree with you.